Hey guys, Chris with Creative Audio. Today we're installing a brand new WHD.9813 into our 13 Road Glide Special back here. This is a little bit different because you know on the Road Glides they've got that extra opening where the WHD 14 Plus actually fits in there and fills that whole area. This one's a little bit more of a factory look and finish, and this has all the new technology into it. It's very similar to the Soundstream V2 that everybody's real popular with and real happy with. So we want to try to give it a shot on this one and kind of give you an idea of what it looks like. And as you can see, guys, we already have the Rockford 9813 in here, and this was a great radio. It still is. It's actually done very well. It's for the older 9813 bikes. Rockford doesn't do a whole lot of them anymore, but still a great radio. But we want to upgrade to something with a little bit newer technology, get it a little bit more advanced into the CarPlay, into the crossovers and all that kind of stuff that the Soundstream's going to be able to give us. But like I said, these were great radios. If you're looking for something that's going to be better than your stock, but you don't want all the newer technology, this is a great option to go with. But this is more of an elaborate system, so we kind of need a little bit more of a control to it. So now that we got them out of the bike, we want to kind of give you an idea what they look like side by side. As you can see, both of them physically they're the same size. They're both designed to fit into that den hole. Where you're going to notice the biggest difference, especially once we power this up, is going to be your screen size. The Soundstream goes from edge to edge, whereas the Rockford has this little section right here in the middle. Now, what that's going to do is that's going to give you a lot more of an elaborate screen, a lot more detail, and give you a lot more features right on the screen, whereas the Rockford's just not capable of doing that just because of the smaller area. Still both great radios. Both of them are weatherproof. Both of them are designed to be caught in the weather, whether it's in the rain or whether you're washing the bike, whatever the case may be. You can see the gaskets that are on them to seal it in there, but both of them are designed to be caught in whatever the atmosphere. Now, some of the comparisons on the back that you're going to notice is built in on the Rockford are the plugs, whereas there's a standalone independent plug that looks just like your Harley plug on the Soundstream, and that gives you the ability to be able to move those harnesses a little bit more out of the way, and you'll see more of that once we have it on the bike. You'll still see that it comes with the OEM plug as well as the 32-pin plug that comes with the, I want to say it's like the 04 and up Harleys. The rear speakers, that's going to be more of that output. You've got your remote turn on for your amplifier. On the back of these, you're still going to notice here's your Sirius XM output that was on the Rockford, whereas it's built in on here because with the Soundstream, I'd actually recommend using the one that comes on your CarPlay or Android Auto. It gives you a lot more features and it's a lot more reliable. You still got 5-volt pre-outs that come with the Soundstream. The Soundstream also comes with a GPS antenna that's going to benefit you if you get into some of those areas where your cell phone reception isn't the greatest. This is going to help out a little bit getting some of that. And one of the biggest upgrades that you're going to notice is on the USB. You'll notice with the Rockford, it's a normal USB that goes into your pocket. The thing with the Soundstream is they're designed to go in multiple locations. You can put it in your pocket, you can put it somewhere else, because it does have its own waterproof cover that'll come over the top of it, screw it on, and help keep that IP rating. Okay guys, we got it mounted up in there. It just simply slides in from the back. Gaskets line up right with the front, so it seals everything off. It comes with the included 2 bolts that just mount in on either side. Keeps it locked in there tight. Like I said earlier, some of the neatest things about it is the factory designed Harley plugs. This is the specific plug that's designed to go in with this one. Locks in like your Rockford, and you just simply take it, plug it right in. It's simple to go. Like I said, that's for your other ones that have your rear 32-pin speaker port. We'll simply tuck that away. You got your GPS antenna, which will plug in from right here. And then once we get all that done, all you got to do is tuck it away, get the USB port to wherever you want it mounted, and then we'll fire it up and let you see it. Okay guys, we got it in, we've got it powered up. Kind of want to give you an idea and run through some of the features that are on it. So if you take a look, this is the main screen that you'll get. As you can see, the CarPlay is already lit up because we've already synced it to a phone. But this is your basic home screen where you have all your basic controls. You have your radio, you have your Bluetooth audio if you don't use CarPlay or Android Auto. The USB port, which we put in the pocket. It does have camera backup option on it. It's not a big popular thing on the bike yet, but it does have a trigger for it. It does have a camera input if you want to do it that route. Of course, your Bluetooth phone call. Here's a little bit some of the hidden stuff since the buttons aren't quite so obvious. If you hit the Soundstream, here's where you get all of your basic controls. You got your volume control. Of course, you got your brightness control depending on what it is. One of the neat things about this is it has a daytime and nighttime mode. So when you're cruising at night and it's a little bright, you can knock it down a little bit. Here you'll see your devices. Here's your power on and off. You got your mute on and off on this screen right here, as well as all of your controls. Some of the stuff that you'll get into here is your Bluetooth connectivity. Here's your general where you can set your date and time. Your audio controls where a lot of this is really neat and gets into playing. Here, of course, you get into your balance and fader. You can fade it to any corner of the bike or wherever you want to be. And of course, just hit your center channel. It'll send you right back to the middle. Your digital equalizer, here's where it gets really fancy, because here on this one, you actually get into 15 bands of EQ. This gets you a lot more detail. You can tune it in a lot more precise to what you're looking for. That does have your presets. I highly recommend not using those, because as you can see, there's a lot of boost to those. And when it comes to riding on a bike, it's going to get you into a lot of distortion in that range a whole lot easier. The neat thing about this is it's actually got 2 different custom settings. So you can actually set it and tune it the way that you want it. And depending on your style of music, you have an extra option. You can switch to another one where you can EQ separately. Backing out of that, you'll see where you get into your digital crossovers. Now this is extremely handy when you get into multiple amplifiers and stuff like that, where you don't want to, you want to have a little bit more of a control and don't want it just set on the amplifier. Obviously the easiest route is to have the crossover set on the amplifier. But to be able to tweak a little bit more, tune it in a little bit better, in here you can get into your high pass and your low pass on both the front and the rear. So there's actually separated on this one, so which is a lot nicer than some of the other ones that are out there, because it does give you the ability to separate what you've got going on. So if you've got your 6.5s up front, or you've got 5.25s up front, and you've got 8s or 6x9s in the back, it gives you the ability to tune that in a little bit better. Obviously your 6.5s and 5s aren't going to be able to play like your 8s and 6x9s can. You do have subwoofer setup controls on this. This bike doesn't have subs on it, but it does give you the ability to add those if you want at some point. Bags, tour pack, wherever you feel like doing that. You have amp turn on delay, so you've seen those bikes occasionally where you turn it on, you hear that pop. This gives you the ability to delay that turn on so that it's not trying to do everything at once. It kind of varies it out a little bit. Back on the main screen of your CarPlay, of course, you've got your variety of options. You've got your maps that you can make full screen. You've got your album artwork you can make full screen, or you can get it down into where you have your separate widgets where you can do like your map and your albums and where you're going, or your calendar, or anything like that. And one of the neat things are you can slide it over and you've got your variety of widgets that you can set up on your phones to where you can get a variety of different stuff on whatever you choose that works best for you on your screen. There's a bigger clock, your weather, your sunset. I mean, you've got all kinds of options of what you want to do. Most of that is all available on the phone, but you can individualize this radio specifically for what you prefer and what works best for you. All right, guys, that was just a quick overview of the WHD.9813. Wanted to kind of give you an idea of how it plugged in, how it fits, how it looks. This gives you that factory OEM look that some of you guys are looking for. I know at the rallies we're doing a lot of these. We're doing these and the oversized. It just kind of depends on what you prefer. I'm an oversized guy myself on the radios because I like the way that it looks. Some of the guys want that stock look. It's yours, make it yours. You can pick any of these up at any of our locations or order it online at creativeaudio.net.